Hey, what's good, y'all? It's the boy Cardiac. I know there was not a bigger video this past week, and I do apologize for that. Second week of school, got 3 AP classes, and homework has started, to say the least. Homework and tests have started, and I've just been trying to situate things out since school started, really. And so I apologize for there being no video this past week. I had one recorded, but I didn't think it was up to par. It wasn't good enough. The energy was low. I couldn't edit around the energy being low. It took way too long for me to get to the point, but I couldn't cut out before because it all like went into anywho. So I just ended up scrapping it. Next week will probably be a basketball video, so expect that. If you're new, this is not the type of videos I usually do. This is a quick video, so I'm just hopping on the mic, gameplay in the back. I'm playing some Splitgate. I was actually trash this time I played it. I haven't played it in a couple weeks or so. But today I wanted to talk about the Spider-Man trailer that dropped a couple weeks ago. I know I'm a little bit late to this, but I want to think about it a little bit more. I've talked to some people about it, but Spider-Man is my second favorite character in like all of comic books. First being Nightwing, or just basically anyone that Dick Grayson is. And so because of that, I've read quite a bit of Spider-Man, and I've also watched like most Spider-Man media. So when I saw this trailer, I was kind of surprised because there have been heavy rumors for this past several months of like old actors coming back from the original trilogy, and we knew that it had to do with multiverse stuff. We could piece that together, but it didn't really dawn on me until the trailer came out just how many things are going to be happening in this movie. Like, we still have the identity crisis with his identity being revealed. And then I'm assuming he's being, well, not assuming, it's in the movie. He's being framed for the murder of Mysterio. And I think just the entire assault as a whole, like the drone, like all the damage caused by the drones, I think it's being blamed on him. Now, of course, you have them introducing the multiverse and different parallel universes and different parallel timelines. Of course, coming after Endgame, we knew that something like that would have to happen. And then for the people who have watched Loki or WandaVision, you guys know that they've been kind of teasing that in other Marvel media over the past year or so. And so to see it pop up in this movie and be a pretty big part of it, it's no surprise. So you have them tackling those two things, and then you have, I'm assuming they'll be getting together a Sinister Six. I wonder what iteration of the Sinister Six they're gonna have. Like, of course, we know Goblin and Doc Ock are gonna be in it, but beyond that, I don't know if they're gonna break Vulture out of jail. I know they're bringing back Electro. I haven't heard all the other news that people are saying. But even from just what I said, that movie sounds stacked. That sounds like a lot happening for the average Marvel movie. And if we can remember the last time there was a third Spider-Man movie in a trilogy, it also tried to do a similar thing to where they were bringing in reoccurring characters with Harry picking up the Goblin costume and the Goblin moniker. And then he had his amnesia plot, and then you had the three-way love plot, love triangle. Of course, Peter always has to have a love interest, and that always has to play a part. I failed to mention that, they also have his relationship with MJ being a part of this movie, and then they try to bring in just a bunch of villains and such with all their own backstories, which I think that it'll be different between what Spider-Man 3 was and what this movie has the potential to be, because a lot of the people that they're bringing back, and they're keeping the same continuity. So we already know like Doc Ock's history. If you've seen the Raimi movies, we already know Electro's horribly written history. If you've seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Goblin, if they're, I don't know if they will bring back Defoe or if they're bringing back the guy that played Harry. I forgot his name, from Freaks and Geeks. But it seems as though there's a lot going on in this movie. And another thing that I noticed is that, granted, it's just the trailer, but it seems as though there's a lot happening, that it's happening to Spider-Man, but even still, Peter is not playing like an active role in the story. And that's something that, when I saw it, and when I saw Homecoming, I was very surprised that, well, not surprised, but I was pleased at seeing that Peter was playing an active part in the story, despite the fact that a lot of what he did in that movie was contingent on Iron Man and Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr., who could have been such an overwhelming force in that movie, but he wasn't. Peter's still engaged in the plot, and he still caused the plot to move forward, especially in the third act. Everything that happened, like confronting the Vulture, that was Peter's decision. He went out his way to do that. And I'll say that in Far From Home, he didn't do that, and I did not like that. It felt like everything was happening to him and everything was being decided for him. Everyone was nudging him in different directions, and he just kind of followed suit no matter what it was. But also that it was kind of acceptable, because that's the whole point of Mysterio being in that movie, and also Jake Gyllenhaal's performance. Like that's the allure of that movie. So it's cool that he's not the most active participant in the story in that movie. I don't know if this is going to be the last movie in the trilogy, but the third movie in a trilogy at the very least, especially when you have all these historic characters coming back. You're introducing multiverses. You have the identity crisis, which is nothing, absolutely nothing to waste. Because you can't do this gimmick again. You can't reveal his identity in five movies in the future, because no one's going to care anymore. It's happened already. You know what you do? You reverse time, you change reality, you wipe people's minds, you do something. Pull a flashpoint if you have to, but there's always a way to reverse it, and it's happened way too many times in the comics for us to be surprised at different ways to handle it. Given that they're doing it in the third movie of, well, they did at the end of last movie, it's nothing to waste. And it's also something that requires a lot of explanation and a lot of, storytelling in order for it to be justified, however you're going to fix that. So I'm interested to see how this movie handles all that within its, I'm assuming, 2 hour, 30-minute time frame. But aside from that, the trailer looked amazing. I'm actually geeked. Like, I know I pointed out some negatives, but I'm very geeked to see the return of Doc Ock. I'm happy that Doctor Strange is, they're putting Doctor Strange in they're thrusting him into a more important figure in the MCU, because he needs to be, if you want to do the multiverse stuff, if you want to go into space, if you want to introduce the Celestials, if you want to introduce these different beings, Doctor Strange has to be a part of that. And so connecting him to a Spider-Man movie and having him basically be, I'm assuming he's going to be the equivalent to Spider-Man's War Machine in this movie. And you're also not sacrificing his character anyway, because like from the trailer, like it makes sense that, Stephen Strange would, regardless of what Wong says, just try to do something nice for the kid. He just came back to life, for crying out loud. And his life's messed up, so he's like, you know what? Why not do this for Peter? That makes sense for his character. So it seems as though they're keeping the spirit of the character, which is good. Since he's gonna be playing such an important part in the movie, it seems. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the trailer. The movie comes out on Christmas. My only main concern, which is still a big concern, is how they're gonna balance all this out, all the subplots, everything happening to Peter, around Peter. And I hope that he is an active participant in it, and that Stephen Strange and Cumberbatch as an actor doesn't just overbear and overpower Peter in this movie. So yeah, that's it from me. Again, sorry for there being no longer, bigger video this past week, but look forward to an NBA video this upcoming weekend. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are trying to grow. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Not gonna give a date. Not gonna do it. And I hope that y'all have a good day. Peace.